Okay, so we are live again. I'm really sorry. I think the connection dropped. Let me add Juhi again, and we can begin. We can restart the conversation. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly add Juhi back on the conversation. Yes, I think she's there. I'll quickly ask her to join with me.
Yeah, so really sorry. I think there's so many lives happening that Instagram
I
app
know.
keeps on crashing.
Yes.
And it's a bad
Maybe we
time to
picked
go
the
on
wrong
live.
time.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you can continue. Let's quickly give a recap on what you were speaking about. What is mindfulness? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So very quickly again, mindfulness is when we are in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we are working, but we are thinking about something else. So mindfulness is
Mm-hmm.
literally being in the moment, whether you're working, whether you're chilling, whether you're out with your friends, whether you're reading, just focusing on that particular thing in that
Okay.
moment. Just being in the moment is
Okay.
mindfulness.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised at how many people cannot do it properly. They cannot engage into one thing
Right.
while being in that moment. They're either thinking about something else, which is why meditation is very difficult for a lot of people because every time
Right.
they sit down to meditate, they start thinking
Mhm.
about everything that's going around.
So is mindfulness meditation, or are they again two separate things? And also one more, and also before you answer that, one more question. So a lot of people think that meditation means you just sit and breathe or just sit quietly, and this is some internet definition of meditation. Because you're the expert here, what is meditation? What's the right way? I know we're jumping a lot of things here, but just a quick insights, and then we'll go into
Okay.
into deep. Yeah.
Uh, okay. So mindfulness is a part of meditation because
Okay.
see, meditation basically means focusing inwards, right?
Okay.
So let's say when we're chanting, that is when we're focusing outwards. We're focusing on one particular thing. But when we try to meditate properly, we have to reach a state wherein we are a complete blank state of mind. So attaining that is kind of difficult.
Okay.
And I would call that proper meditation. So yes, a part of it is true that meditation does mean that you're sitting at one place and focusing on your breathing. But to actually focus on your breathing for let's say 10 or
Mm-hmm.
15 minutes without your
Hmm.
mind
Hmm.
wandering
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
difficult to achieve. So, which is why meditation is not for everyone initially.
Okay. And I'm
Yeah.
sure people can be trained and coached when it comes to meditation, right?
Practice makes a man perfect.
Man perfect and woman perfect and everybody perfect. Okay. So we'll talk about
Yeah.
that in the later half of the live. Okay. So
Right.
now coming to the main core topic of what we are supposed to discuss today. So what is
Yeah.
mental health? Because uh, everybody knows about health, and with these so many lives happening, people are talking about what to eat, what not to eat, healthy cooking, healthy food,
Hmm.
but nobody, and only a few people are talking about mental health. And in general also, mental health is a taboo in this country. We don't typically talk about mental and financial health, right? So
Agreed.
what is
Yeah.
what is what is mental health? Let's talk about that.
So अगर बहुत ही simple layman terms में मैं बात करूँ, so mental health is nothing but your state of well-being, your emotional health, your
Okay.
behavior and emotional well-being. That's mental health. And the difference why people majorly don't talk about it is because they don't understand the difference between a good mental health and poor mental health. दोनों में difference बस यही है, your ability to manage stress and anxiety, because there is no person in the world who does not have stress or anxiety. It's only how well you can manage it. It's, let's say, how a sports person is. Let's say there are five people, everyone just ran 1 kilometer, but the person who recovers faster after running 1 kilometer is considered to be a healthier person than somebody else. So mental
Right.
health is similar. Like if
Okay.
everyone's put under the same pressure,
Hmm.
how fast someone actually realizes that they are in pressure and they have to act on it is your capacity to handle the stress, and that's called mental health.
Okay. And is there a way, is there a benchmark, is there a parameter, is there a matrix to track it? And most importantly, how oneself we can track it? Because I know I'm asking this question upfront because if we have to do a physical thing, it's a physical test, right? So, you know, the gym instructor or my trainer would ask me to run on a treadmill and go through these 5 things, and then they can give me a chart and then tell me I'm on a 7 out of 10 or whatever, right? But is
Right.
there a metric to track one's mental health? What's the right way?
Okay, so very interestingly, when we start delaying the work, when we start procrastinating, that is the first step and the first sign of poor mental health. So that's
Okay.
our body and our mind giving us signs that there's something is wrong, boss. Because otherwise, so let's say like our body, our brain, and everyone individually, sabka brain ka capacity hai, right? And when we put more pressure, we tend to get a little overwhelmed. So our
Right.
brain, either it goes in a panic mode, either it starts blocking the ideas or the thoughts. So either we become very lazy or we become anxious of something. So these
Okay.
two are the first signs. So the moment this starts happening, which is very different, the levels are very different for everyone, just like the physical capacities. So when this starts happening, something is not right and maybe you should look into it.
So is procrastination a sign of mental health?
Yes,
If I may
it's the
interpret it
first,
correctly?
yes, it's the
Okay.
first sign of stress. Yes.
Okay.
So when we
Okay.
say, oh, we're just procrastinating because we're feeling lazy,
Okay.
it could be a very short-term, momentary
Okay.
thing, but it
Okay.
could also mean something, like grave. So whenever this happens, one should just take some time out and introspect, because maybe
Okay.
it's just a single time thing, but maybe it's not.
And how serious or severe it is? Like, for example, or when we say कि मन नहीं कर रहा काम करने का, so and because you just said that procrastination is a sign of mental health, so मन नहीं
Yes.
कर रहा काम करने का और procrastination, where is the thin line? मतलब, how do people know? Because again, what we're talking about is something intangible, right? So how do people
Yes.
figure that out? Huh.
So the only way you can know is when you have set your goals. Let's say my
Okay.
goal is to finish a task in 5 days, but I've been feeling lazy and I'm delaying everything to the last moment. That is a sign. But let's say if the time period was 5 days, but I've just done it for 1 day and I'm working rest of the day. So I know that was just 1 day. Maybe I was physically not feeling well.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
know it becomes a pattern. You just have to
Okay.
be little aware. So if you want to be aware about your own mental health, you'll start noticing the signs.
Okay.
Sometimes, yes,
Okay.
I agree that people don't know, right? People don't know when they're suffering from poor mental health.
Right.
So yes, like you also didn't know that this also is one of the major signs.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. So you
so the
can
reason
start
why-
noticing from there. Yeah.
Yeah, so the reason why I'm asking it is because you're an artist yourself, and I also come from a creative field, and this creative block is a very common phenomenon here. When people say, "Hey, I have a creative block, I can't design this, or I can work on this," and that's kind of procrastination or pushing it. But what I'm able to understand is, I think, yeah, there's a difference between procrastination and a constant procrastination, something like that, right? Okay, another interesting phenomenon or funda I want to talk about is that we have heard के अच्छा मूड खराब है तो आइसक्रीम खा ले, या अरे गाने सुन ले, या घूमने चला जा,
हाँ.
right? This is a very
हाँ,
common thing, and I have seen a lot of before this live also, I was looking at a couple of things, and we have seen
Right.
that in general people think उदास होना या मूड खराब होना is mental health, sorry, is not mental health issue. So मतलब mood swing और mental health में क्या फर्क है? मतलब when are you in a bad mood, and when it is really a serious issue, when you have to kind of seek some help?
Okay, so now that you mentioned, you used the term mood swing, right?
Mood
so
खराब
mood
होना.
swing, so mood खराब होना and mood swing are two different things, because mood swing is actually a sign of poor mental health. It's basically a sign that, if it's happening frequently, you need to check in your mental health also. But mood खराब होना, like I said, it happens with everyone. Even the happiest person will obviously feel down sometimes, because we are emotional beings. We cannot be
Right.
in always constant state of happiness, right?
Right.
Like I said, how fast you come out of it and how fast you recover, that will tell you how good your mental health is. So mood kharab to sabka hota hai. It's part and parcel of life. You cannot skip it.
ठीक है.
Yeah.
तो खराब mood is not mental health, and mood swing and a constant mood swing is another
Yes.
sign. So if I'm able to kind of again summarize the two things correctly, one is you said constant procrastination of work when you're not feeling
Yeah.
or internally motivated to work. That is one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second is a constant mood swing. And I believe these are the two tips or the broader parameters people can notice themselves that there's some trouble happening, right? Or क्या इसके
Yeah.
अलावा? What are the other things,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah. So the
which
basic
people can
signs,
notice?
these two, right? So these two, mood swing again is like irritability. Like you get irritated over everything. Maybe you're lashing out at your employees. You're just finding something wrong in everything. This is one of those signs. You could think that you're just having a bad day, but maybe it's an onset of something. So you just
Right.
need to be aware that if I'm doing something, has it become a pattern or it's just a one-time thing? Third thing is sometimes you feel demotivated. Again, demotivation is nothing wrong. There are times when you could feel demotivated, and it could be because of your physical health also. Maybe someday
Right.
you're not well and you feel like, I don't feel like working today. And that's fine.
Right.
There is nothing wrong in it, right? But that constant state of demotivation wherein you know that this will fetch me this client, or this will fetch me this business, or something that will result into a greater thing, but still you're not doing it. So
Right.
there is something wrong there. Then one of the very common and obvious sign is, avoiding social circles. Sometimes you
Okay.
don't want to go out and meet people. Now, why I say that is because, especially for people who are running their own businesses, for entrepreneurs, it's very important to give themselves a break. Because, see, unlike, and no offense to people who are working for somebody else, like, unlike job wale people, we bring our stress home. Right. We're working 24/7.
Right.
In a way, we are working 24/7. We cannot just, most of us who've just started, let's say, who've just started working, जिनका business अभी एक benchmark पे नहीं आया है, for them, day and night, they're thinking about work.
Right.
But then, they need to take a break too. And when you start avoiding that means maybe you're letting, your work, take control of you or your mental health. So these are those typical signs wherein you should notice if,
So and now, because when we know these things and we are consciously aware that if you have a constant mood swing or a procrastination or you're not feeling well or things like that, is there a certain duration for observation? So I'm sure one day is 1 day or 2 days is fine. Like I might be having a tough time in my family, or maybe a fight, or I might be not having a good day. But what's the duration or a minimum duration people should be noticing? I think because that is somehow they'll be able to figure out. So any thoughts on that?
Yes. So for working people, like for entrepreneurs especially, I would say a week. We cannot afford to waste more than 7 days of our lives in bad mood. So I would say the parameter would be 7 days. Observe for a week, because then you get a decent data to analyze. Yeah. Oh, also one more thing. I need to add here that a lot of people don't realize that psychosomatic pains are real. So when you're stressed, your body will also give you signs. So let's say if you're not irritated and maybe you're going out and doing everything like a normal person would, signs of, poor digestion, headache, muscle cramps, they all could be signs of psychosomatic pains. They all could be signs of mental stress also. So yes, वो ऐसे transfer हो सकता है.
So crocine खाने से काम नहीं चलेगा, because in India again there's a pattern. You have any problem, just take a crocine and you're sorted. So that's
और कोई भी problem है तो डॉक्टर के मत जाओ, हम खुद डॉक्टर हैं. So that will also not work, right? Yeah.
And access to Google on a smartphone has made everybody a doctor, and that's a separate topic for another day. Now, you've already spoken about the signs that people should be observing and noticing. So what next? Like, for example, if I have gone through a 7-day period and I've started observing, and people are watching this, maybe they typically introspect and see that okay, things are not going great, or I'm not able to perform consistently. Acha, ek aur cheez before I jump onto that. So although we're talking about entrepreneurs here, and for entrepreneurs it's easier to track things, right? That if I have to do 5 things a day, I'm not able to do 2 things a day, or there's a pattern of working when you work, and you know that things are not going right. But a lot of people who are watching this might not be entrepreneurs. So how
I
can
agree.
they note a pattern or sign? उनके लिए क्या tip है? And I know I'm jumping off the topic, but I think it's important to address that as well. So if imagine a housewife is
Yeah.
watching this video, or if
Yeah.
a student is watching this video, ठीक है? So how can they note a pattern that things are not going right, or they're not? So again, the question comes to कि I'm not happy versus I'm in a bad mental health.
Yeah.
The question boils down to that. तो वो कैसे करना है?
I think it all again comes down to observing everything for a week. 7 days, like a decent time frame wherein you can note down everything. And also here I would say that writing everything is very important. So from the moment you start feeling bad, start writing about it, because when you write, sometimes if it's one time event, right, you'll probably feel a little lighter after writing. And writing का actually psychological बहुत different impact पड़ता है, which is why a lot of people and psychologists also, they recommend writing everything, like maintaining a journal or something, right? So if you want to observe whether you're not an entrepreneur, whether you're just a student, whether you're a housewife, whether you're somebody who's just retired, you could be anyone. Stress to सबको होता है. So you can just start noticing everything. Like, for 7 days का आप chart बना सकते हो. Start writing from this event to this event. What happened? What triggered, your emotional state. When you start noticing everything, sometimes you yourself will be able to understand that there is a pattern.
Okay.
So कभी-कभी बात बहुत बड़ी नहीं हो सकती है, and you can be your own judge here. Yeah.
ठीक है. So I will of course ask you to talk a little more about general, but also one more thing. एक जो मुझे pattern और लगता है ना, there's another problem that we see. The moment if I go to somebody and tell, hey, I have a bad stomach, I'm just giving an example, right? People will not immediately jump onto the conclusion that I have a cancer maybe, or I'm going to die, right? But with mental health, the moment you say I have a mental issue or I have a mental health problem, people would immediately, the next thing is pagal hai ye. ठीक है? Yeah, he's a psycho. So can you see how quickly people are jumping the gun, right?
Yeah.
So let's throw some light on that, because again, you're the expert on the subject. Any tips that you want to give to people who are on the other side? They're dealing with people who have a mental health issue, and in terms of percentage, from how milder to how severe it can get, and how can milder be solved?
See, the problem actually is that a lot of people don't know how to manage their own stress, right?
Okay.
So let's say if you had no idea how to manage your stress, the first thing that probably will come to your mind or anyone's mind would be कि यार किसी psychologist को ही दिखाना पड़ेगा, because there is no other person that you can go to. Now, the taboo with going to a psychologist is कि किसी को mental problem है, इसलिए हम psychologist के जाते हैं. Now, people don't know that there is a difference in psychologists also and psychiatrists also. You don't go to psychiatrist, you're going to a psychologist. So, which is why this thing is very important for people to know that they can, solve their own problems. Once you start identifying your problems, और अगर solve नहीं होती है, then the second step is to go to a psychologist.
Okay.
So, there is literally no escape. अगर आप psychologist के जा रहे हो, किसको पता चल रहा है. So, at the moment, there is no escape, but I think with time, people will become a little more accepting, because everyone's going through some or other problem.
Okay. Another question that I have, where I want to fill the gap, is that once you have identified yourself, and now you also know that you're not able to control it or handle it yourself, what should be the first point of contact, or what should be the first thing? So from a journey of identification to going to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, what comes in between?
Okay, so once, let's say, you've realized that there is some problem,
right?
Okay? So a lot of times, and especially for entrepreneurs, it is so difficult for people to accept that there is a problem, because they are the bosses. Everyone's looking up to them. उनका staff उनको देख रहा है, उनके घर वाले बोल रहे हैं, oh, our kid is doing this, is running this and this, and there is so much pressure, right? So वो accept कैसे कर सकते हैं कि हमें कोई problem हो सकती है? We are running a successful business. So first thing comes with that, accepted that there is a problem. Second is, start analyzing your problem. Before you actually, from point A to point B, before you go to a psychologist or a third person for counseling, identify your problems yourself. There are different ways to do it. We'll discuss it a little later, how you can identify your own problems.
Sure.
But identify them and make it a note to write everything down. Do not make
Okay.
a mental note of it. Whatever you feel, however you feel, do not make a mental note of it, because we're already talking about mental stress. So making
Yeah.
mental note is putting more pressure on a limited RAM ka system,
Right.
right? So you don't want the system to crash.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
that. Huh.
Yeah, in fact, as at least I can tell you my experience and in my understanding of the ecosystem, I think India is one of those countries where glorifying the founder is a phenomenon, right? We preach them
Yes.
like lords. So
Yeah.
and we don't have a concept of failure. Neither the education system nor the
Yeah.
social system teaches us to fail and learn. Despite the fact
Yes.
everything we do in life in a right pattern, right from and I can say as cliched as learning how to walk, learning how to ride a bike or a car, or as simple as cooking. Right, we've all failed
Yeah.
multiple times, and it's a recurring process, right? But the social system is like that. You do it once and you do it perfectly, and
Yeah.
therefore people who have not done it are failures and are able to do it are gods. And there's no middle ground or gray area, and therefore I think
Yes.
entrepreneurship being such a high pressure thing, I think this also creates a lot of problem out there. I think so.
It's not just the entrepreneur sector, but let's say in any field. If let's say a child has been like an all rounder or someone who's always excelled, किसी भी टाइम उसका अगर ग्रेड कम आता है, no one tries to identify उसका प्रॉब्लम क्या है. They all jump and say that oh ये तो बच्चा तो बिगड़ गया, maybe let's say that. Or let's say yeah. And I'll give you my own example. So in 2014, I had my own solo painting exhibition, and it was beyond my imagination. It was super successful. It was successful to the level that it was visited by some hi-fi awardees and God knows who all people.
Right.
In that moment, on the third day, on the final day, these people were just saying bye and giving me compliments, and I was getting interviewed by everyone. Third day, I was not relieved. It was the last day of my exhibition. We were about to wind up. And in that moment, I was just quiet and I was thinking, next one has to match the standards or I don't know what will happen to me. मतलब नाम खराब हो जाएगा कि इतना अच्छा exhibition किया और second वाला से इतना poor गया. I have experienced that myself before I dwelled into this field.
Right.
So I know you don't always have to be in a segment जहाँ पे pressure हो. Normal pressure होता है, कभी-कभी self-created pressure भी होता है. Because we never teach it's okay to fail.
Right. But I think I can just to kind of add to the conversation, I can reiterate our conversation we were having a couple of days back, where we ourselves set such standards for ourselves and such overachieving standards for ourselves that the moment we're not able to do them, we feel like a failure. Wherein when you talk to somebody external and they realize, oh, I've done so much in life and I'm in a pretty good spot. But again, the challenge is that we have such high standards for ourselves that we feel like bad thing. Okay, so coming back onto the thing, when you're talking about that, we're talking about the journey of identifying the problem and then going to a psychiatrist, and there's a big thing. Considering the situation of a lockdown, imagine let us say a couple of people are watching us and I'm assuming a few of have seen the conversation, they'll see later on also. Imagine if they take this tip and start identifying from today itself, right?
Yeah.
And if let us say the lockdown extends or if the lockdown, even if it's not lifted, what should they do? Is there an online way to solve it? Number one, from the credibility point of view or getting in touch online with somebody. Second, and it's a random question that's coming to my mind at the moment I say online. How about the non-credible, random, gamified sources which gives you some random quiz and evaluate your mental level or whatever, right? Your take on that.
Yeah. Okay. First thing about the random quizzes that people take to identify their own capacities in the online IQ test, please don't do this. कुछ नहीं होगा, खुद डिप्रेस हो जाओगे कि what if आपका IQ बहुत अच्छा है and then you'll be like, oh my god, my IQ levels are so high, but yet here I am doing nothing in the lockdown. So don't do all of that. Now about any online portal or somewhere you could do something, I would actually say ये सारा ना बहुत सेकेंडरी स्टेप है. द फर्स्ट स्टेप अगेन कम्स डाउन कि आप इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करो. Find out your own problems. Don't start running to somebody else because let's say, okay, just take this example. If I go to a doctor and doctor सबसे पहले पूछेगा ना problem क्या है, right? मैं वहां जाके ये तो नहीं बोलूंगी मैं तो बस आई हूँ. I don't know what the problem is. I just don't feel well. Then he will start asking you questions. So you have to go and tell the doctor that I don't feel well in this area. My head hurts, my hand hurts, my feet hurt. Somewhere you have to narrow it down. So once you've narrowed it down and you know what the problem is, then only you'll be able to find out whether you want to go for the test, whether you want to go to a doctor, whether it's a momentary thing, whether you can cure it yourself.
Right.
So the first thing you need to do is start making a journal. It's very, very, very important. And I don't know why a lot of entrepreneurs don't share this tip because everyone's maintaining journal. Everyone's maintaining a reflective journal. Everyone's maintaining a business journal. गोल जर्नल सब करते हैं. एवरीवन राइट्स एवरीथिंग डाउन टू वेक अप नेक्स्ट डे एंड सी कि आज का काम क्या है. बट रिफ्लेक्टिव जर्नल हर कोई नहीं करता, व्हिच एक्चुअली इज टारगेटिंग योर मेंटल हेल्थ. राइट. सो स्टार्ट मेंटेनिंग दैट. या
Right. So another point that I want to kind of add from the entrepreneur's perspective, and then I would definitely want you to throw some more light on the journaling part. I think again in the Indian, especially North Indian context about entrepreneurs, people don't share things here, right? And there's a very interesting perspective from this guy Kunal Shah. He's one of the most successful entrepreneurs from India. He says that wealth is not like you take it all or I take it all. It can be made equally. Both of us can be billionaires. It's not like that if you become a billionaire, I cannot be. So people in India do not believe in shared success. So what do? They do not share tips and tricks and things like that so that people are aware. And that also leads to a lot of soul pressure, I would say, wherein people do not sit and talk. Even I go to so many entrepreneurial sessions. So everybody is bragging about what I have achieved in these 7 or 10 days or a month. But I will not talk about कि यार ये सारा ना नहीं हुआ फटली. मतलब nobody is talking about failures.
Right. No one's talking about failure also, and plus this is it's a very funny thing. This is human psyche. Okay, we all want to feel exclusive. हम किसी स्टोर में जाते हैं, we want to feel like इसने हमको ज़्यादा attention दी, or we were treated really well, or everyone wants to be treated well wherever we go, right? So when it comes to business, how would you feel different? You'll feel different by hiding your success story and just portraying it differently, hiding that you failed 1,000 times before actually you could do something.
Sure.
Unless when you completely एकदम बहुत ही next level पे आप success हो गए, तब you can portray a different story. Oh, I failed 1,000 times. Right? Because now that is making you exclusive. So human nature is that we all crave exclusivity and we want to feel special. So this is one of those ways for people to feel special, which is why a lot of people don't feel like sharing their problems also and their failures. Because let's say you're still a budding entrepreneur and so am I. And if I come and share your problem to feel exclusive, and this is a very major problem, not just in India, but in world in generally, you would probably be like, I don't know what your problem is. I cannot help you. Even though you have identified where I could be going wrong.
Sure.
Right. So you can't help it. ये धीरे-धीरे थोड़ा सा environment change होगा, so things will be in a better place. Yeah.
Hopefully. So coming back onto journaling part, and I know you also have a journal of yours. So how can somebody start with the journaling, and what's the right way? What's the right practice? What are the basic things again? Even if I have to start writing my own journal without any particular format, what are the basic things I should be looking at or covering at? Your insights on that.
Okay. So when I talk about journal, yes, now these are something that you can find online. There are a lot of free online reflective journals, emotional journals, goal-oriented journals. Just download a format and start doing that. So what these do is, number one, when you start writing, so उसमें क्या होता है, the part of your brain which is actually creating so much pressure and which is the emotional center of your brain, it shuts down and the load is shared by a different part of the brain. So you are little more relaxed. And when you write everything, all of your senses are working together, right? Now, why I say don't make a mental note of anything, because हम भूल जाते हैं. It's very natural. We write, we let's say we have 5 things to do, but by end of the day we forget कि हमने सिर्फ 4 ही किए हैं. But when there is something in front of us, our
Right.
visuals, our senses, brain, eyes, we are writing everything. There are so many different senses working that it makes a different impact on us in general.
Sure.
So why I say writing journal? Because it not only makes you a little more organized, and when you do reflective journaling, it also gives you an insight of your own psyche. So
Okay.
let's say if today you wake up and you are just writing 3 points on what you feel, gratitude towards, or if you have a certain thing that you're thankful for, it makes you think that these are a few things that I'm actually thankful for. Let's say right now in the lockdown, everyone's complaining. There is so much trouble outside. News khologe, there is only negative news. There is not even a single positive news, right? So it's very natural for us to feel a little demotivated and very
Right.
depressed also in these
Right.
times. So, but if, let's say, if you actually write that this is what I feel thankful for, that I have a house, I have a good family, I have good food,
Right.
I have leisure of time, I have that luxury that I can spend my
Right.
time even doing nothing and sitting on the bed and watching TV. You start
Absolutely.
feeling thankful. It doesn't mean that you stop working. It just means that you admire what you have and maybe work towards the betterment. So there is a thin line. So
Yeah, it
this is why
absolutely
I
helps,
say,
yeah.
it helps. And trust me, if you actually do a research, you'll find every entrepreneur, every business owner they'll have a journal. Probably their assistants will have the business journal, the goal journal, but they have their own personal journal. So
Reflective
डायरी ऐसे
journal
थोड़े
and
ना
things like that.
या ऐसे थोड़े ना लोगों की मरने के बाद उनकी डायरियां निकलती है.
Okay, so another thing that I want to talk with you, and I want you to throw some light on that as well. And it might sound a different than what I typically speak. Is about taking a break and importance of hustle, right? So if you look at my profile, and because we know each other from a long time now, I have always been pro hustle, and the goal of my life, or the idea of my life, is to hustle 24/7. You should always be hustling, getting things done. And I very firmly believe, as an entrepreneur, if you're not hustling for your business, things are not going to really move. But yes,
Obviously.
on the contrary, it's also important to take breaks, right? So
Yes, very.
the two things I wanted to cover now or talk about: importance of breaks, what is actually a break, and what are the ways people can take a break.
Okay, so now talking about hustle, I am also a little, like this, that I'm pro hustle. You have to hustle all your life if you want to reach somewhere, if you have a dream, right? If you have a dream, you have to work day and night. But this is where the stress comes in. So if you are working day and night, what time are you giving yourself? What time are you, allocating for your mental health? That's how mental health actually starts getting poor. So let's say, if I have to sum up a few points of, how really good entrepreneurs or business people, they actually maintain the mental health and maintain it really well, would be number one is by meditating, or by taking a break. Now we'll come back to difference between everything a little later. So let's say taking a break or meditating. So I don't have to really tell people why meditation is really important, everything, because this is something that everyone knows, but not everyone's doing it.
Right.
It's the basic si baat hai, like when you exercise, when you take deep breaths, when you meditate, and mindfulness, right? You're in the moment while you're doing it. So body produces different things. There are different hormonal changes. It produces endorphins and whatnot, and gives you a little relaxed time. And that time you need for yourself. So that is one of the things. Successful habits of certain entrepreneurs include meditation and workout. No matter what, you will find people working out. And by working out, I don't mean that everyone has a six-pack ab or they are like really muscular. It could just, it could just mean that they are going out for a walk.
Right.
That time is very important. You need to do some physical activity to maintain a very good mental health.
So are you trying to say that the biggest break, or the smallest thing that can be a break into our life of hustle, is just taking a walk and maybe meditating? Is this what you mean?
Amongst other things, yes.
Okay.
Meditation, taking a break, yes, amongst other
Mm-hmm.
things. Because, okay, I'll tell you, there is a very famous quote, health is wealth, right? You've
Right.
heard it.
Right.
Okay, now tell me, what do you think when you think of the line? How would you define health as wealth?
So a lot of times and a lot of places, health is only typically about the body. People don't talk about the mental health, right? So mental is
Okay,
not being considered as a part of it, right? Yeah.
right. I'll tell you a different story about it, like a
Hmm.
different take on it. So
Hmm.
when I say health is wealth, and let's say name someone on a very very high position or a really big businessman, just name कोई भी नाम ले लो,
Bill Gates,
ठीक है?
maybe, let us say.
Let's say Bill Gates. Okay.
Hmm.
So when I say health is wealth, imagine one day of his life that he spends on the bed, sick. And when you're physically sick, your brain is not working. He is losing so much of money and so much of business and
Right.
losing I don't know what not. So
Right.
health is literally wealth. So
Hmm.
which is why it's important for a lot of people. Why meditation? Why workout? Because health is wealth. एक दिन भी आपने waste करा ना, आपका business affect हो रहा है. You cannot afford to do that. So actually, to achieve your goals, you have to keep your health in the proper shape. So which
Right.
is why now this also has to be a part of all the entrepreneur or even normal people's life to go for annual checkups. Because I'll tell you, there is a very direct connection of depression and mental health with the with your physical state. Let's say if you are malnourished or there is a deficiency of certain vitamins or certain nutrients, your brain will function accordingly. There is a vitamin called vitamin B12, which is directly related to your mental health. Let's say if your body is deficient in vitamin B12, you will have mood swings, you will be depressed, you will feel lazy. Sometimes when you're going through all of that, it could mean that your body is asking for more attention. So which is
Right.
why regular medical checkups are very important, because eventually you want to be there, reach your goal. So yeah, break initially requires these things:
Right.
meditation, workout, take a break, find your me time, find a hobby, which is very important because you need to take your mind off things. Don't put too much pressure on a limited system. One
Sure.
of those, yeah.
Okay. So now kind of wrapping this all up,
Huh.
maybe I should not put a number, maybe, but 3 tips from your side on boosting the mental health and reducing stress. That was the main key topic. And any other closing remarks, any other things or tips you want to give to entrepreneurs regarding this
Okay.
entire thing and issue? Yeah.
Fine. Okay. So first thing is, obviously people need to take care of their, health by meditating or working out or finding their me time, finding a hobby, be it even half an hour of a day, but do something
Sure.
different, right? Do something that you enjoy doing. Secondly is organizing and proper planning. So what
Okay.
happens is, because let's say we're trying to expand our business or whatever we are doing, हम business goals बना लेते हैं. But sometimes it's too overwhelming and we try to push in too many things in a single day or in a single week that it becomes so overwhelming, and then we are stressed because we don't know how we are going to finish it. So always, plan everything in a way that it becomes easier for your own body to handle it. So this is one of
Right.
the very basic things. And I know it's so basic, but yet people don't do it. They put too much pressure on themselves. So we have discussed this before.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm quickly scroll. Yeah. Please continue. I'm just quickly scrolling for questions.
Acha, okay. Then the second thing I mentioned about the writing. So you need to write. So few tips would be, physical health, proper organization of everything, even your thoughts. You should know when you're feeling distressed and when you're feeling anxious. So you need to write everything down. Third is delegation. Entrepreneurs do not have to be perfect. You have to accept it. Right? Like, I like doing things a certain way. If my employee is not doing it, I will not go and, start doing it myself. You cannot do it. You cannot be everywhere. And uska acceptance hona chahiye. So you need to delegate everything in a way that things are done properly. Be smart managers. Don't be, smart worker or something. I don't know how to put it in the typical term. But don't be a perfectionist.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And lastly, manage your finances really well, because no one talks about that finances are actually the root cause of a lot of stress. So
Abs-
people
absolutely.
don't manage this. Yeah. So hire someone to help you understand how your finances are going, because तुम्हारा cash flow नहीं हो रहा है, maybe you're wasting some of your money here and there, and you're stressed because you're not making any money. So these few things, and I think you're sorted for the time being.
Just to make ourselves feel good, somebody commented, Juhi, I'm your biggest fan. And then somebody said, Dilnawaz, boss, you're great. So we have our own fan moments happening here, although just 5 people are watching.
Thank you so much.
But I have another
Thank you so
question
much.
which has been posted by Maitri Parekh. She is asking
Yeah.
what to do if we are feeling low or maybe demotivated but do not know the reason behind. I think it's a very important question because that's one of the questions that I think it's very important to address this. Yeah.
Okay. So again, you have to understand the pattern. If you're feeling low and if you don't know what is causing it, start making like a flow chart of it. Let's say start doing a reverse engineering of it. Like if you're feeling low, write down whatever the possibilities are, what all could have caused that problem, and start working from there. Because unless you know the root cause of it, you will not be able to feel better. And parallelly, start finding ways to motivate yourself, in the sense that not related to work, but find let's say something that you enjoy. Spend some time gardening. Maybe it's the break that you needed. So when you do two things parallelly, you will achieve that sense of, the state of Zen a little faster. And most people generally don't know what's demotivating them until and unless they actually do some, reverse engineering of their own emotions. Yeah.
Any closing remarks from your side?
Closing remarks. I think I've explained a lot already. I would just want everyone who's still here with us to don't just to put too much pressure on yourself right now because of lockdown, because you see everyone doing something. It's not important to always be productive. It's okay, relax. Lockdown hai, enjoy karo. Manage your time properly, and don't worry about usne wo kara, and we are not doing anything. So just enjoy. Yeah.
And social media, especially Instagram, although we're using this platform, but I think it's another reason of getting into the stress zone, because when we see everybody putting in great photographs. So pre-lockdown it was travel, post-lockdown it's food. So that's the new deal on the town.
Yeah.
So quickly kind of concluding this, of course, I think it was you gave great insights around mindfulness, mental health, how to identify the right signs, importance of taking care of one's both mental and physical health, working out, taking a break, identifying the signs, mood swings, procrastination, things like that. And I think maintaining a general, I think, and making sure you're reflecting your entire day in, day out. I think that's very important. So I think that's all. I think it was a fantastic conversation. We are already 40 past 42 minutes. And I think it was a great conversation. So thank you for your time, Juhi. And I hope...
Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, we'll be talking on another subject very soon. I know you wear multiple hats, not just as a mindfulness facilitator, but also as an artist. And I hope to get in conversation with you very soon on another topic, maybe next week. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for all those who are watching. I hope it was insightful and useful. And thank you so much. Okay, take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye bye. I'll just end the live.
Bye.
Thank you.